starting this video outside the car today. I'm 20 years old. My agency is making over $100,000 every single month, and honestly, it's starting to hit me more and more, bro. Like, obviously, we have the dream car here. I just got the new plate too. Let me show you on the back side. We went and drop out on the plate, AMG GLE 63S, because I dropped out of college at 18 years old. African parents, no one really, believing in the vision, but now look at where we are, you know what I'm saying? But especially after copping this dream car, having 6 figures in investment, spending over 25K on my family, like, bro, it's like starting to not feel real. Because just a few years ago, like I was saying, like, I was in my college dorm, I dropped out of school, I was a failed basketball player before that, and I was just broke. I was tired of living the life that I didn't entirely want. Because if you think about it, like, what percentage of 20-year-olds are making this amount of money, right? Because, like, right now, bro, my life is truly built on freedom. Like, I can live life on my own terms, really do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I want that same thing for, you on the other side of the screen watching this video right now. Because, like, I know I've worked super hard, but still sometimes it's hard to conceptualize it in my brain, bro. Because, like, some people will work their entire lives and never make this amount of money that I'm making right now, right? And I'm obviously grateful. I'm not here to pitch you on any business or what I do. Just know it's ethical. I just really want to give you sauce and gems to show it's possible for you. And it really comes down to 3 topics I'm breaking down in this video. But I think all of these 3 topics come down to one thing, which is perspective. And that's gonna be the word of this video to an extent. I'm gonna be covering tons of topics, just dropping sauce and just like being passionate about what I actually want to talk about, because I love talking about stuff like this. Because I think people need to realize, like, what is your perspective on what is possible in life? And I want to be the first one to tell you, like, all the videos you see online, the reels, the vlogs, bro, this stuff is so possible. Like, it's real, bro. But you on the other side of this video, or just anyone watching, has mindset blocks. They have these things in their mind that are stopping them, and you're gonna be able to unlock and open and free your mind with the 3 steps I'm gonna be giving you in this video. And it's not like corny or BS. It's really things that I've experienced myself, and I want to guide you on the best possible path. Because when I'm talking with my boys and we're scheming, it's like we're filled with abundance. We know we can achieve anything we want in life. And the best part about it is that all these people that make bread online, they're no different than you, bro. They put on their shoes the same. They troll just like you do. They bleed just like you do. They grew up just like you. All they do is, like, their perspective is open, and they're also applying the 3 other steps I'm about to break down in this video. So before we even get into it for real, stop thinking there's some secret hack to success or that these people are special. And honestly, if you apply everything I'm saying, you could possibly do it in half the time that it took me, or half the time that it took the people that you're seeing online with success, because you're going to be able to succeed faster by going past these barriers that stop people like me, or just anyone I know, like people like my friends. And that really is the first topic. There's no hack, there's no cheat code. It's not about connections, it's not about family. Like, and I feel like whenever people talk mindset or stuff like that online, people think it's cringe or some BS. But when I'm being real, I feel like everyone needs to start with the foundation of personal development. I want to expand on this and actually break down what I mean by personal development. And when I say personal development, I'm not just talking money. I'm talking literally all aspects of your life. Because I feel like a lot of people know what's possible, but they're genuinely fearful. And they're fearful because they aren't developing themselves as a human first. They're only focused on the money aspect. When in fact, what you should actually be doing is using that fear that you have and turning it into fuel. Literally putting it as fuel to kind of go towards your North Star and where you want to get to. Because obviously your current situation isn't ideal, or you wouldn't be watching this video right now, or just watching content in general. Because a lot of you are scared, but you have to realize, like, think about it like this. This is a mindset change that you can apply. What is the worst possible case scenario if whatever you're doing fails? Think about that. Because for me, for example, if I fail right now, the worst possible case scenario is I go back to college, I have to live with my parents, and then I go on and I live a 9-to-5 job. I'm 20 years old. That's worst case scenario. So I feel like in a lot of you guys' situations, you guys over exaggerate what failure truly is. Unless you're like, even if you're 30 plus years old, like, the worst case scenario is still like you can live at your parents' house and just go back. Like, it's never that bad to not chase after your dreams. Like, you should never allow fear block you chasing your dreams. Always think about the worst case scenario. I told my parents after I dropped out of college at 18, that's why I got dropped out on the plate. Like I told y'all, worst case scenario, if this doesn't work out after a year, I'm gonna re-enroll into college. Boom. That was the worst case scenario. What was the best case scenario? The best case scenario is me having my dream car right now, I don't know if you guys can see it. Me having my dream car right now, me generating over $1 million online at just 20 years old, me being able to provide for my family, 25K sent to them, having 6 years invested. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario was just me re-enrolling in college and going back to a normal life. So realize, what is your worst case scenario? And I'm not saying all these stuff to brag. I just want to reinstate how possible it is, because I really am a normal kid. So I genuinely believe you can do it too if you just apply yourself and everything else I'm about to say in this video. So what does personal development look like? Ask yourself, who do you want to be in life? What do you want? Like, how do you want your body to look? How do you want your relationships to look? What is your relationship with Christ, with God? Like, how do you want to move with your life? You have to be intentional and actually go and write these things down. Take some time to think about, what is life all about for you? What do you want out of life? And you must create something new. Like, obviously the current situation that you're in is not what you want. So you must create something new out of that situation. What is the new life that you want to live? It might sound cliche, it might sound corny, but you generally have to reinvent yourself and then live as that new person. I want you to think about it more so from a lens of freedom over money. Don't have money be the main thing. Think about, how can you gain freedom in your life, and then reverse engineer what that looks like when money comes into play. And it really starts with the small daily actions. Like for me coming up, bro, I used to take cold showers. I used to work out early in the morning, journal, affirmations, read my Bible. Like, I still do a lot of these things to this day. Like, I still read my Bible every single morning. I still journal here and there. I still have affirmations all over my room. But a lot of these things, you need to build character early on. I think even early on, I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of podcasts that would just fuel my mind. I'm more picky now and specific of what I watch, but at the start, bro, you just have to be obsessed with personal development. And there's so many personal development books, so many personal development YouTube videos, podcasts out there. If you just go and tap in, YouTube University is free. Everything you want is on the internet nowadays. And you will have to, understand that you can't say yes to every party or every invite that you're getting now, because your character is changing, and people will say you've changed. But shoot, I mean, I don't live life to stay the same forever. Like, you should want to change. It's okay if people say you change. Like, did they expect you to stay the same forever? No. You obviously have something that you want to prove, so like, go get it. Get after. Like, it's not just gonna be the same forever. Which takes me into my second topic, which is now keeping your word and realizing that it's all on you. And the whole thing is, like, I feel like a lot of people either delay to start online business, or they're in online business and they're delaying what they know they need to get done. And I feel like you just need to start, because reality will bend to your beliefs and your actions. And at the end of the day, like, the self-trust is on these promises and things you keep to yourself. It doesn't come externally. It starts with you. So if you want to become someone that is capable of making and generating $1 million online, you have to keep the promises that you make to yourself. For who else is going to keep them? Who else is going to be trusted if you can't keep the promises you have to yourself? You know what I'm saying? And when I was in middle school, I want to read a quote that our principal would read to us every morning. I think it applies heavily here, and it's something I really do still carry with me till this day. So the quote reads, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. So what was the first thing that I started with? Watch your thoughts. The way you think, the way you speak, the actions you make, it all equals to how you're gonna become. But it starts with the thoughts. And that's what I'm saying. Like, once you've changed your identity and you have that foundation, it now comes down to the action and being that person, choosing to be that person, and not falling back into the old ways or old things you did, because you have a new goal for yourself. You have a specific place that you want to be. And unless you want to hold yourself back or limit yourself from what you know is possible, you got to keep your word. You have to realize it is all on you, and it's on nobody else but you. So once that foundation is set, there's no looking back, bro. You got to lock in. And the problem is, once you get this responsibility, or other people in your shoes, once they get this responsibility on their back, the problem is they start to feel that they're not living up to that responsibility, and they quit because they feel bad, because they know what's possible. They know what they've set, but then they feel bad and they quit, and nobody likes feeling bad, right? So they end up giving up, and that's where a lot of people are stuck. It's the same thing if you're already in online business, you know what you need to do, but like you're not doing it, so then you feel bad for yourself, and then you just become lazy, then you stop. Like, that's the opposite of what you need to be doing. All you have to do is just give yourself a shot. We are in a time period where there's no lack of knowledge, no lack of information. So it would never be about a lack of knowledge or information. The problem is people are afraid of failure, when in reality there's no reason to. If I was afraid of failure, bro, you guys don't know how many times I failed. If I was afraid of failure, like, man, life would be looking a lot different right now, and in a bad way, like in a very bad way, right? So you have to realize, and I'm not gonna say become happy with failure, because I think that's kind of cliche. I think it's hard to become happy with failure, but reframe your mindset around failure. Failure equals lessons, right? And once you can start to think like that, your life does become better, and you realize, like, me failing gets me one step closer to where I actually want to be. And at the end of the day, that's the goal of everything, bro. That's the entire point of why you're trying to do this. You have something in your mind, you have the foundation set, you know who you are, you know who you want to be. Now you just have to take action on it. So just give yourself a shot, bro. Give yourself a shot to go for greatness, to fail, and be okay with it. Because just because you stop one business model and go to another, or you fail at one thing, doesn't mean anything is wrong, bro. Sometimes it just takes people, time to figure out what they want, but just overall, do not stop. Because it leads me into our third topic, which comes down to time in the game. But essentially, time in the game, what it means to me is, like, you want to avoid shiny object syndrome. Which just means like changing from business model or thing to thing, like just changing overly, like because you see it looks good for somebody else. So avoid shiny object syndrome, and realize that you will get outsider noise, bro. Like when I was in college, I was grinding my dorm too much. People would make jokes because I would come in my dorm and I was really outside my dorm, and like I could have let that outside noise get to me, but I never let it get to me because I realized where I wanted to go, right? And at the end of the day, I never listened to anyone that wasn't in the position that I wanted to be in. So never listen to anyone that's not where you want to be. That's one piece of advice I actually will give, because a lot of people just try to put their stigmas, their coping, their opinions on you. Bro, those don't align with you. You know who you want to be. That's why it starts with personal development, because once you have your foundation, no one can shake you up. No one can change your mindset of what you know is possible for your life, which is abundance, which is freedom, all these things. You can become any and everything you want in life, and just always know that, and don't allow anyone to limit you from what you know is possible, because it is possible, and there's people doing it every day that are no different than you. So it's even more possible because you see them doing it. Why can't you? Like that's all it is. Like, why can't you do it? And what I like to tell anyone is, like, once you figured out what you do want to do and you're taking action on your passion, you mix that passion with a marketable skill, and let's say you build out an agency, or you have a team under you, or just a freelancer, whatever the case may be, at that point it just comes down to becoming the best at your craft. Wake up every day and constantly learn, and be okay with solving harder problems. You will fail, so be okay with solving harder problems. Realize that it's okay. You have to keep learning every day. Don't get complacent once you start to see wins. The main goal is becoming the best at your craft. If you become the best at your craft, you can't hide your work. People will want to work with you. People will want to tap in, and whatever you're doing to make money, it will multiply. The money will just come naturally. Like, it won't be a struggle to get money. It will just flow like abundance. It will flow abundantly. And it gets to a point, like, where time in the game is the only separator. Like, some days will be boring, some days will be fun. It might look like you're making no progress, but at least just get to realize you're living in the life that you're creating for yourself. A lot of people have to wake up and go to a job. A lot of people have to wake up and provide for their family, but in your situation, you're getting to create something you love. You get to wake up every day and do what you love. You get to provide for your family with this thing that you've created in your life, because it all starts with what you created. And the words you say to yourself are very powerful. God started with the word in the beginning. So be very mindful with the words you use when you speak on yourself over the daily basis. And if you can just continue to stay positive as you build up your time in the game, that's how you win. If you can just keep integrity, build a business that is ethical, bro, it's just a matter of time, and you will get everything you want. I'm living proof of it. I'm a normal kid, but I'm living proof. And yeah, I mean, that's really all I had to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want to see any other videos, but I'm about to go get these groceries. Keep watching the vlogs. I got more vlogs dropping soon. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.